return to the Seamstresses Union in the early hours of the morning, it seems a completely different place. Bereft of the normal crowd that haunts it, the bar feels desolate, almost abandoned. It's eerie, like the back hallways of hotels and shopping malls. But you finally have a break in your case, a sample of the Ripper's blood. You just need to find someone to help you analyze it. Without its colorful staff cast of regulars and posing tourists, the Union feels hollow. The front bar and lounge are deserted except for a handful of janitors. Are they real janitors, or are they just Johnny Clean? Hang on, I need some coffee. We'll dry it out. Oh, whatever this thing is out of order. Is that a taxi station? Interesting. Pinball machine. People are still playing pinball. Vote Dunkel's on. Yes, a dragon was briefly president of the United Canadian American States. Oh, hang on a sec. We gotta let the news cycle here. Come on, cycle. Mrs. Kubota is in the back. Yeah, I'll talk to her in a moment. I want to read the news ticker. All right, unconfirmed Ripper killing. An unnamed NTSB worker was found dead at the Bureau's West Seattle warehouse. Lone Star remains silent. Fabulous. I could go for some nerps right now. Where is the drug dealer? Oh, I just noticed the bearskin rug. I just swept there. Yeah, well, now I'm walking here. What are you going to do about it, man? Floors are for walking. Gathered around the intimate back bar, Mrs. Kubota and her coterie gather for breakfast, with the lady herself doing the cooking. The smell of soy calf and something resembling sausages fills the room. Yeah, like 90% of our food is textured vegetable protein. Where is she cooking? I guess there is perhaps a small cooker unit back there. Alright, left a clue. Evening, sir. What's the word around town, Mr. Clue? There's been more talk of the Ripper killings. Some people are saying they're hate crimes on account of the victims all being human. What if I told you the prime suspects were an elf and a troll? Still doesn't mean the killings are racially motivated. Good man, Mr. Clue. Sometimes murders are just murders. People are just too quick to label something a hate crime. Check the census. The city is still 66% humans. Close your eyes and throw a rock, you're more than likely to hit a human. Doesn't make it a hate crime. Still a crime, though, and that should be enough. Yes, murder is still illegal. This is the first real rise you've seen out of Mr. Clue, but he reins himself in with a roll of his thick shoulders and a smoothing of his jacket. Don't worry, not going to start throwing rocks. Wouldn't want to reinforce the stereotype. I'll leave you to your business, sir. Good man, Mr. Clue. Let's talk to Kubota. Ohio, would you like some... She stops. Forgive me, oh my, but you look like hell. I've been working, Mrs. Kubota. She looks you over, noting the signs of your nocturnal activities. She nods. Any run you can walk away from is a good run. So I've been told. I can tell you've been busy, and I can see by the look on your face that there is something you need. Is this about the Ripper? Yep, I found some DNA evidence and need help analyzing it. That is excellent. I will unlock the piano so you may go downstairs. I am certain someone in the safe house will be able to help you, if they are awake. It is likely that you will visit the Matrix before the day is done. Ah, so now we're going to need a decker. Fantastic. May I take a sausage? Take the whole plate. Ooh, thank you. Meat Hook loves sausage. Hi, Coyote. We have nothing to say to her, I guess. You've been doing a lot of legwork on this job, but it's going to require a trip to cyberspace and back to ID the Ripper. The Matrix, the cybernetic analog of inside the grid, the worldwide computer network. A digital world, information brought to life. Inside cyberspace, your avatar does all the work while your meat body is left behind. By the way, this is why I use the term meat space. All around your avatar are pathways to other nodes filled with data, ICE, counter-intrusion programs, and other jacked-in runners. Cyberspace has as many dangers as the meat world, and more. Locked doors, security countermeasures, and black ice that can fry a decker's brain. Every movement you make in the Matrix can be tracked if you aren't careful. Get dump shocked out, and your brain gets fuzzy for a bit. Get hit by an enemy decker, and you can die. Yeah, getting suddenly yoinked out of cyberspace is really bad. For your brain, it can potentially kill you. You know, I went into that last run absolutely loaded with grenades and used none of them. Here we go. I see jack points. Let's talk to Bungrass. I was hoping to get some peace and quiet tonight. You got something for me? I've got a flight recorder. Wouldn't happen to be an Ares flight recorder, would it? Some very powerful buyers are looking for that right now. I can get rid of it for you. Say 20%? That leaves 2,000 for you. Now, can I spend karma from here and use it? Cannot spend karma while in conversation. Okay. I'm going to think about it. I'm going to talk to him again. Okay, great. So, corporate etiquette is something that we can use. The question is it worth it right now to spend the karma to get it? No, because we'd have to spend 7 to get it, and there are better things that we can be spending our points on. For example, cleave would be a good one. Let's grab close combat, cleave, and then we'll raise our ranged combat. There we go. Alright, we'll sell the thing. Deal. This is the nature of Shadowrunning. You're not just getting paid for the job, you're looking for side gigs in the meantime as well. Hey there. Let me talk to him. Hey there, David. Davey. Morning. You look like you've been up all night. Yeah, I've been working. Davey. You look like you've seen some action, too. Can either of you two do a DNA analysis on a blood sample? Doc Castle's equipment isn't really set up for that. By the way, what are you doing in her office? He considers for a minute. However, I could employ a semiconductor chip. It could decode DNA using a voltage change instead of light. That would eliminate the use of highly expensive equipment that would be required otherwise. Does that work? I don't know enough about computers. He brightens. I just read a journal about it, so the information's still fresh. Okay. Frankly, it should be easy. What do you want to know about it? Just the owner's identity. Ah, that's beyond me. All I can get you is the gene code sequence, which is a good first step. Go ahead and do that, please, Mr. Fry II. But that's where I come in. David, if you can get me that code sequence, I'm pretty sure we can track its owner down via a Matrix run. Oh yeah, because the police will have the DNA on file, right? Will do. Let me have the DNA you want to test. Here you go, buddy. Have some blood. I don't know what I'm carrying that in. On an object, I guess, because all it said when we picked it up is DNA evidence. And the game didn't tell us what we were actually handling. Meat Hook, when David gives me the sequence, I'll jack in and help you trace the blood sample back to its source. Thanks, guys. If this works, we may find the Emerald City Ripper. No Drek. He turns to Johnny, excited. Wake up, Johnny boy, you've got work to do. And Meat Hook, if you need any gear, I'll be right here. I just got a second wind. Meet you at my rig, Meat Hook. Yeah, let's talk to David real quick. Show me what you got. Oh, right. Pardon me. You are not the guy I actually need to talk to. Okay, so I believe Johnny's going to be our decker on this, since we are not a decker. Thanks to the semiconductor-based gene sequencing system that David employed, we should have the information we need to track the Ripper in the Matrix. I'm really impressed with his results, considering it was his first attempt. He was utilizing an unproven technique he'd read about in a science journal, and he was working from memory on minimal sleep. That's great, Professor. What's the plan? Decking 0. We hit the Lone Star DNA database first to see if our donor has a prior criminal record. They have extensive DNA archives. Then we go hunting based on what we find. DNA archives with the police. That squicks me out. Let's hit the decks and jack into the Matrix. I can get into their private grid easily, but I've got to warn you, once we're in, it could get a little rough. How much decking experience have you had? No experience whatsoever. What now? I have a Trodenet here. It's a headband you wear that lets you piggyback me in the Matrix. You'll see and hear everything I do. Cool. We have nothing we can do here, so let's go. Alright, your synapses light up as you connect your consciousness to the digital world. Although you aren't jacked in like Johnny, the sensation is overwhelming and electrifying. You can only imagine the way it feels for him. So, because things move at computer speed in here, even though we're looking at this in real time, every round that passes in the Matrix is several rounds in meat space. Data storehead is defended by intrusion countermeasures, or ICE, so we will want to come over here into our programs. Here we go. Expert system programs. We will summon an attacker. This works just like summoning a spirit. Who are we controlling right now? We're controlling the attacking program. Okay. Tar bomb. Can we hit... We can only hit one of them at a time with that, so we're going to move... Yes, cover is still a thing here for some reason. Okay, this is all white ice. So, 3 types of ice. White ice attacks your programs, gray ice attacks your equipment, black ice attacks your brain. So this stuff isn't particularly dangerous to us, although obviously if we fail here, the system's going to lock us out and we won't be able to get what we need. So, go ahead and nail it with the killer. Or not. Not's fine too, I guess. Go ahead and hit the sniffer on the attack program here. There we go. Accuracy plus 15. There we go. Now, if they don't move, we can hit them with the tar bomb. Wonderful. Okay. 90% chance to hit. Got him! Alright. Oh, and it's just straight up fried. Wonderful. That is actually the better outcome. Johnny's not in too much danger here, so we'll just move him out in the open and have him start blasting. There we go. The ice is down. Now we check the data store. Alright, DNA match located. 100% match. Arrest records database. Alright, the subject is Silas Forsberg. Deceased. Chop shop surgical assistant. Okay. Which chop shop? Priors breaking and entering, 2 counts. Public indecency, 1 count. Could be anything. Brought in for questioning on accusations of unlicensed plastic surgery. No charges were filed. That's the most suspicious part of this. 100% match to a dead man. Let's keep looking indeed. Alright. We're going to move up our killer. Or our attacker, I should say. Alright, we're going to check everywhere. Autopsy records. Wonderful. There's going to be some more white ice. There it is. Okay, there's white ice here. Not a lot of cover. I know it's a little weird to see cover here, but it's fine, don't worry about it. Ooh, 99% chance to hit with the killer, that's pretty good. Boom, there we go. Unfortunately, a lot of this stuff tends to get left out of the tabletop because what usually ends up happening is the decker ends up playing all by themselves, while the rest of the party's just kind of hanging out. Which is why a lot of groups require their deckers to go on site with the rest of the team at the very least. Alright, autopsy records. Subject Silas Forsberg. Subject was found overdosed on half a dozen different sedatives. Several anti-anxiety medications were also found in his system. Face was mutilated, possibly self-inflicted. Identity could not be confirmed immediately due to the disfigurement. Had to check dental records to confirm. No next of kin. Large puncture wounds were found in several places on the body, possibly large bore surgical needles. Body had been decomposing for several weeks before the landlord noticed the smell and called the police when no one answered the door. Interesting. So probably somebody did surgery on this guy. I really doubt this was self-inflicted. Is the elf wearing another person's skin? Elves, man. Got 2 more hits on the name Silas Forsberg. Okay. You want to share with the class, Johnny? White ice, white ice. White. Sentry ice. Okay. Put you in cover. Johnny! Get in here. Go ahead and pop a sniffer on the attack program. He can't, because it's on the other side of that. Go ahead and hit yourself with it then. Wonderful. Oh, hello. You're just going to roll right up on me. Alright, that's fine. Okay. For you, a killer. Of course, this is all just an abstraction of whatever is actually happening in the Matrix right now. Our Decker's doing all this with his brain. You can use a keyboard, but it's better to just wire your brain directly into the Matrix. I say better. It's faster. Do I hit it from this angle? Yes. Fabulous. Is the killer recharged? Yes, it is. There we go. Go get it. Go on, boy. Alright, one return on subject, Silas Forsberg. This is the Newsnet archive. The body of Silas Forsberg, a chop shop surgical assistant, oh, chop shop is the chain, right, was found in an apartment in Snohomish earlier this week. The body had been there for as long as a month when Forsberg's landlord noticed a rancid smell and contacted authorities. Well, that's just Snohomish. Lone Star representatives have issued a statement saying Forsberg's death has been ruled a suicide. He surgeryed himself to death. According to reports, his body a mass of puncture wounds, and the cause of death was determined to be an overdose of anti-stress medications and sedatives. What about the mutilation? How do you explain that? The man's employer claims he was a dedicated employee, though he suffered from bouts of depression. Forsberg's next of kin could not be located, but the attorney appointed to his estate has located a will written weeks prior, leaving all of his belongings to his psychiatrist. The identity of the psychiatrist has not been released due to privacy concerns. Yet another sad end to a life, as is far too common here in the Sprawl. That might be something we can go on. Let's regroup in meat space, yes. And actually, we can just jack on out of here. Oh, that's Overwatch. Can we not just jack out? There it is. Okay, it doesn't matter if we... We're gonna cause some stun damage to Johnny here. It doesn't matter. We dump shocked him. He's fine, though. So here's what we know. Our DNA evidence belongs to a dead man whose death was never explained. He worked with chop shops, which fits with the living guy that you've met. The Newsnet says he left his estate to a psychiatrist. Maybe finding out who his psychiatrist was will give us our next clue. My gut says we can deck into the medical board's records and reverse trace to find this doctor. You in? Punch it, man! Cool, we're going to do the same thing again with our Johnny Clean persona. Hello. Don't mind me. Right, just the tar bomb. Go ahead here. Ow! What are you doing? What are you doing? Charging? No, 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 no. Whatever that is, I don't like it. These are both just white ice. Nail it with the killer. Thank you. Whatever it was about to do, I do not want it to do that. Go ahead and give it a little sniff snorf to our attacker here. Alright, fine. You can just go ahead and die. There you go. Anyway. Patient records. Nice. Okay. Oh, this goes back a ways. 2020 to 2030. Pediatric record. Partial. One particular pediatrician's entry stands out from the rest. Child suffers from a chronic depression and social anxiety, most likely caused by his physical abnormalities. We've seen many cases like this recently, with the outbreak of changeling children being born. And they're talking about goblinization here. I guess you don't usually apply that to elves and dwarves, but it's all goblinization. With the aberrant physiology we're seeing, there is no telling what sort of brain functions are affected. Prescribed a series of sedatives last year that seemed to have no effect. Upping the dosage. Goodness. Okay, next decade. Data missing or corrupted, blah blah blah. 2040 to present. The file is quite large and takes well over an hour to read through. The final entry, however, is the most significant. It is written by Dr. Henry Holmes. Silas has overcome significant mental disorders and no longer goes through periods of violent episodes. Latest medications have proven especially effective, but I believe that being treated by another elf has significantly impacted his treatment. Unfortunately, my efforts to maintain an emotional boundary with him have proven challenging. He has bonded to me in an unhealthy and frankly an unnerving way. His hero worship exhibits itself in the form of mimicked speech patterns and adopting my dress. For this reason, and for the health of the patient, I am assigning another doctor to his case. I will inform him at his next session. Okay, crazy man got a little codependent with his doctor, not unsurprising. Let's see what else we can turn up. We'll make the killer go through first. It's attack. It's an attack program. That's all it is. Killer is a different program. Oh yeah, that's right. We have to pay attention to the alarm state. We can get him into cover over here. Oh, could have gotten him into cover back there. It's fine. Nail that sucker. Ooh, why are you all spiky? Because you're black ice. Okay, we need to eliminate that. This is fine, everything's fine. Set up the flank here. Fortunately, it's having a hard time hitting us. It's the recharge on the killer. Just cooldown 1. Okay. There we go. Got it. You. Investigate. Alright, we got employment records for Henry Hollings Holmes, MD, PhD. Current employment status. Currently holds the position of Chief Psychiatrist and Administrator at Mercy Mental Hospital in Snohomish. Okay. Previous employers. Psychiatrist in residence at Mercy Mental Hospital. Attending psychiatrist at Mercy Mental Hospital. Private practice from 2030 to 2040. Okay. That's interesting. Alright, I think that's what we need here. We know where to find him. Bingo, back to meat space again. Go ahead and just jack out. Just unplug yourself. There you go. Reality is, at the end of the day, contextual. And as the meat world comes back into focus, your head once again tries to settle on which world is the real one. While the philosophical question lingers, your meat body demands food and drink. You disconnect from your deck to find that the Union's safe house has risen. Stand by for a moment, I'm getting an important phone call. Okay, well, I say important phone call. I am recording, right? Yes. It was actually just somebody from work calling about some stuff that doesn't really matter. You know, every day that passes, Shadowrunning starts to look like a better and better option for me. I'm going to try not to complain about my job too much while we're doing this. You okay there, Johnny? Let's talk to Gruberman. Despite the hour, Buster is fastidiously put together in another wrinkle-free suit. Excuse me. He shows every indication that he's been up for hours, sunk to his elbows in a dozen crates, each containing objects of sinister matte black hidden beneath curls of straw-colored packing foam. The foam flies about as he inventories the shipment, clinging to every surface except for Buster's immaculate suit. I bet he paid extra for fabric that packing material wouldn't adhere to. Just in time. I've got a whole slew of new toys in from a supplier back east. Factory fresh and still smelling of their mother's gun oil. Maybe there's something in this batch that you'd be interested in. Well, before that, how long have you been in the trade, Buster? Well, let's see here. I left Cal Free on July 8th, 2038 at 6:13 in the morning. It was a Thursday. From there, I wandered a bit. Applied my skills as a merc in a half-dozen different wars, official or otherwise. Never did take to running the shadows like some of the boys I knew. Too subtle for my tastes, I suppose. Surely there was no shortage of full-scale engagements to be had, so I didn't want for work. Might still be doing it today if I hadn't lost the arm. Let me guess, boating accident? Buster lets loose a raucous laugh that seems at odds with his prim exterior. It was all so stupid. Some Azzies, that's Az Technology employees. Az Technology kind of owns what used to be Mexico. Some Azzies were lobbing smokers behind our lines, more to mess with us than anything. I decided to toss one back, and didn't just figure that the one I grab ain't a smoker. I got it off, but only just barely. Shredded my old arm, but good. Got plenty of other scars to remember the moment by as well, but the arm was the big one. So take a word of advice from an old soldier. Make sure you're never holding a grenade in one hand unless you just pulled the pin with the other. Fantastic advice. Thank you, Theodore. Now, if I haven't given you reason to doubt my professional competence, how about we talk turkey? What can I get you? Let's have a look. Can I upgrade again? Those are rifles. Where are my SMGs? Ingram Smart Gun. Yeah, there we go. Colt Cobra. Oh, Ranged Combat 4. Well, we can get the Ingram Smart Gun. That'll do us some good. And Axe versus Katana. We're going to go with the Katana because it deals AP damage. And even though, you know, you think an orc, axe, axes not really need to speed. What is the Strato 9? Oh, these are attack drones. Can't really use those, unfortunately. I want it there. Okay, cool. Alright, also, we still haven't used our Kamikaze, not Nitro. Alright, can I want to sell this stuff back to you? Because I don't need this no more. There we are. Alright, cool. Let's talk to Mersman. Okay. Ganger mask. This is pretty cool, but I don't really want the bunny mask as the thing. UCA's mil-spec is customized for the shadows. Strength plus 1 HP plus 5. I think... Oh, wait a sec. There are actually a whole bunch of new options here. Okay. There's the tourist look. Ninja suit, urban mystic. Now, ninja suit. Mitok has worn a ninja suit, but we're not really using throwing weapons. Decker outfit, Salish pendant, mil-spec flight. Golden boy. First Nation armor. 3 for UCAS shot gear. Wouldn't be terrible. You know what? Let's actually hold off on that for now. There's a cockroach in my eggs. That's the protein boost. Well, he's not wrong. Alright, we upgraded our kit, so let's hold off on anything else until we see... Hang on. Coffee, I'm dying. Until we see what our next run looks like. Can we talk to Algernon? Nope, hang on. It's gonna be a coughing fit. Alright, I think we're good now. Yeah, unfortunately, I probably mentioned this before in another video. Ever since I had COVID the first time, I've had like a persistent cough. It definitely did some damage to my respiratory system. I'm okay, but this does happen. And talking a lot doesn't help. So, unfortunate. Because here we go. Algernon looks the same as always, so much so that one may wonder if he ever takes time to eat or sleep. Perhaps his presence on this plane of existence is insubstantial enough that he isn't subject to such base needs, or perhaps he just does these things when no one is looking. Yeah, that's when I eat and sleep. When people are not watching. Dark clouds surround you, my friend, but perhaps there is something I could provide that would help with whatever weighs so heavily upon you. What's new in the world of magic, Algernon? The spirits are stirring. Something has upset the natural order. There is something new. Different. I've seen some sick dreck lately. Might be what you mean. Algernon takes a hard look at you for what may be the first time. But this is the hard look of a magician whose eyes pierce the veil of reality and burrow through a man's soul. I can see you have met with disturbing visions. But there is something else out there, something not born of life as other spirits are. Shaking his head, Algernon opens his clasped hands to you as if begging forgiveness. Too often this world leaves us confounded. I pray I have not left you in such a state with my idle musings. You're good. You're good, Algie. We're all buddy-buddy. Let's go see if Dr. Castle has anything to add. Sarah! Just one glance is all you need to tell that the good doctor is exhausted. Her crumpled scrubs are stained with a mix of blood and other fluids too colorful to be naturally occurring in the human body. What? Her eyes are those of a person who has built up a substantial sleep debt and has no idea when or how to begin paying it off. Drugs and a sleep regulator. That's my advice, Doctor. I'm not one to talk, but you look like Drek. Afraid there isn't much I can do for that. Give drugs? Dr. Castle snaps her fingers and calls forth the spirit normally seen perched on her shoulder. It appears from out of the ether, and the doctor immediately seems less fatigued than she was a moment before. What can I do for you? Everything all right here, Doc? You're at the Union? Yes, fine. I'm just getting back myself. Days here tend to be slow, so I volunteer at a medical center on the other side of Touristville. And I had a rough shift. I imagine most shifts in the Barrens are rough ones. By any measure, yes they are, but today was especially difficult. I didn't hear all the details. All I really know is what came in on the lips of the victims healthy enough to still speak. Apparently, one of the Barons' gangs incurred the wrath of the local Solpa rings, that's Korean mafia, leading to a rolling shootout through the city streets. Several bystanders were injured. But the real mess didn't begin until the party crashed into the yard of an old industrial plant out on Union Hill Road. They woke some sort of toxic spirit, which then began running amok, causing easily as much damage as the initial battle. Yeah, toxic spirits are bad news. And we were left to pick up the pieces, of course. But enough about my troubles. Let's hear about yours. Tell me what ails you. Just let me look at your cyberware real quick. We can't get a smart link yet, I don't reckon. Eventually we'll want a data jack. We might as well get that now. We're going to be a little short on essence by the time we're done here. But that's fine. Okay, let's talk to David. Hey, Davey. David looks almost as tired as you do. You can tell that this case has gotten under his skin like it has yours. I'm the one who's been getting shot at, buddy. Any luck in there? We found an exact match for the DNA, but it was linked to a dead chop shop assistant by the name of Silas Forsberg. Now, I have my theories, but what do you think is going on here, Meat Hook? The DNA evidence doesn't belong to the killer. I guess that's still a possibility. You seemed pretty sure when we got here that it did. What about Silas's autopsy report, though? Anything stand out? Let's see. He was killed by sedatives, but the coroner still thought he had ripped his own face off. Coroner really phoned it in on that one. Happens way too often when there's no next of kin willing to foot the bills for a thorough autopsy. I definitely don't think that report told the whole story. They matched the identity by the dental records, right? Not the most reliable. It matches up with something I've seen runners try. It's easy enough to find a body shop that'll make a replica set of teeth for you. Find some schlub off the street no one will miss, swap the teeth, and throw the heat off your trail for a while. Lucky I've never been that desperate. I can't imagine being that desperate. That's pretty horrifying. But why would he need to go to those lengths? Did the police records have something linking him to a different crime? Let's see. He had a prior for unlicensed plastic surgery. True. Wouldn't look too good on someone's record if they wanted to become a doctor. I think this is beginning to come together. The late Silas left all his belongings to a doctor. Dr. Holmes. Employment records have him as the administrator of Mercy Mental, and the picture on his file matches the person you saw downtown. The same person this DNA belongs to. All the evidence points to him being your killer, whoever he really is. Let's see. I should go find this Dr. Holmes and ask him some very pointed questions. With the katana! It's very pointy. Hey, he gave us money. Please pay him my respects. I always find that high-caliber rounds get the message across. You should clearly hire some friends and go loaded for bear. I sideloaded a ton of valuable data from those Lone Star Matrix nodes. Here's your cut. You're not coming? I think my part here is done. You might want to go sticking your hand into a hornet's nest, but I'm a little more wary of the jobs I take these days. Cool. We are going to go ahead and upgrade our armor then. As much as I like the Hawaiian shirt look, we are going to grab the Refurb UCAS shock gear. And don't we look very cool now? Okay. Alright. Hire runners. Head to the hospital. I bet there are a couple other people that we can talk to first, though. Yep, look at that. Here's Mr. Delilah. Oh. Oh, we can't even go back up into the bar. Still sleeping there. Okay, buddy. Whatever you say. Alright, fine. I guess we'll talk to Delilah. Alright, I need to hire a crew. Okay. We got some different options this time. It's not always the same people. We could bring Shannon again. Actually, we could bring exactly the same group. But let's mix it up a little bit. I do want a Decker. I feel like we might actually be able to use one here. You know what? We'll just roll. Yeah, we'll grab Jesse. We'll grab De Morgana. Do we need Shannon for this one? She is free, which is the big advantage of Shannon. So I think we'll actually just roll with the same crew. That should work. Shannon will want to come anyway because this involves her brother's killer. She's got a new spell. Everybody's been upgraded slightly. Cool. Very nice. Okay, we'll see if we actually get to use our Decker this time. Let's roll. Yes, head to the hospital to confront Dr. Holmes. I'm sure nothing will happen.